My name is Jessica Bester, and I'm a rower on the SPU women's team.
Jessica, you had a very busy day on Saturday. A team was in Oklahoma City on the Oklahoma River rowing against great competition. You were in 4 crews. 3 of them you were the coxswain, 1 you rowed. First, tell us about that, the coxing, the 3 crews.
Yeah, of course. So it was my first race as a coxswain. I was really nervous, but I was also very well prepared because we practiced the day before on the race course. And it was a really fun time being able to cheer on my teammates, just really from a front row seat, and be able to steer and just lead us through that finish line. It was definitely really busy. As soon as we docked one boat, I got him off the dock and went and grabbed my next set of people. We got up there, warmed up, raced again. So I was definitely very busy, very wet, very tired, but I had so much fun.
Great. How much different did you feel at the starting line for that second boat after you've already been a coxswain for 1 race at least?
Yeah, I felt, you know, I'm always nervous before races and everything, but I definitely felt a lot more confident, especially because I was in the same lane. I knew more what I was doing. Of course, after you do something the first time, you're a little more prepared. But I felt just as excited, just as ready to go. Yeah, and it was great. Definitely more prepared, though, the second race.
Great. Well, as if that weren't enough, after being coxswain for 3 races, you hop into a different seat and grab an oar and pull for a couple 500-meter segments with the Novice 8 crew. How do you feel that went, and how was that transition for you?
Yeah. So the transition was definitely very quick. I was coxswain for the JV8 right before then, so as soon as we hit the dock, I ran my coxswain things upstairs, grabbed my water bottle, and jumped into bowseat. That first 500, oh, that one hit me right there. Especially, we didn't get that much of a warm-up because it just was a very quick turnaround. But it was a lot of fun. I really got to experience just a tiny bit of what my teammates experienced as far as just rowing and that competitive adrenaline that's rushing. But that second 500, I was so much more determined to just give my all and beat the Oklahoma Novice team because they had beat us that first time, and yeah, it was so much fun. I was definitely sore after. Yeah.
Well, you hop in a plane again, another road trip, this time even further than Oklahoma. You go all the way to Florida.
Yes.
Sarasota for a race, a couple of UW boats are there. And you, looks like you may be coxing the Varsity 4 crew. Your thoughts on a cross-country trip and taking on some other really high-level crews?
Yeah. So I'm really excited for this weekend to get some warm weather, hopefully. You know, a little bit different from this Washington weather. And I'm just really excited and honored that the coaches just trust me so much that they want me to coxswain this Varsity 4, and I'm going to definitely do my best to be what the team needs to learn and grow, and I'm ready to take on some Florida people and show them what we can do.
Excellent. Let's talk a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you're from.
Yeah, I'm from Oak Harbor, Washington. Well, wasn't born there, but I basically grew up there, yeah.
Great. And for those not familiar with Washington State geography, tell us where Oak Harbor is.
Yeah, so it's on Whidbey Island, which is a big military island. And if you're not familiar with Whidbey Island, it's 2 hours north of Seattle, Washington.
Excellent. Why did you choose to come to Seattle Pacific?
Yeah, so when I toured the school, I loved the area. I loved the academics of it. I just saw that there was a lot of great opportunity with the major that I was going into, and it was just a little bit different from the small city I grew up in, but still gave me that feeling of family and home.
Great. And what is that major you're going into?
Yes. So I'm a physiology major with a focus in veterinary medicine, and I am also an honors liberal arts major.
Great. Veterinary medicine, what drew you to that?
Yeah, so every little kid loves animals. I just really loved animals growing up, and then in high school I got the opportunity to intern at a vet for a couple of weeks during a class, and it was so awesome. I was like, this is definitely my calling, and since then I haven't been swayed any other way. It's just something that I really want to do.
Great. I'm going to put you on the spot. What is your favorite animal?
Oh, I want to say dogs because that's probably what I'm going to end up working with, but cheetahs are really cool. And, you know, cheetah print, can't go wrong with that. So
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I like it. So how did you come about joining the SPU rowing team?
Yeah, so I joined SPU fall 2019, and then, you know, a couple quarters after, school shut down because of COVID. So coming into my third year, I really wanted to do something that was different than anything I'd ever done before, because I have 2 years left, and I was like, you know what, why not? And I ended up being right next to the rowing table at orientation, and I talked to one of the rowers there, and I was like, this sounds fun. I've played soccer before, I've ran track before, I never rowed before, and so I was like, let's just try out and see what happens, and I ended up making the team. Oh, thank God. I was praying a lot, and yeah, and so here I am. I'm able to practice every day with some amazing people, learn every day, sweat every day, and yeah.
That's right.
Been awesome.
Now, the process, were you initially going to be a rower and then the coxswain? How did it come to be that you did both and ended up being coxswain?
Yeah. So trying out, we learned kind of what both of the roles were. And I asked about coxing, but I was also like, let me just make the team first and kind of see where I fall. I ended up rowing, and it's definitely made me so much better of an athlete and pushed me physically and mentally. And then an opportunity turned out, I was asked to be coxswain, and just for a practice, and it ended up working out that they wanted me to keep coxing and rowing just in whatever capacity they needed. And then this past weekend, I was able to coxswain a couple of races, which, you know, we just talked about, and it ends up that I fit it pretty well, probably because I'm able to talk a lot, and I get really hyped. And so, yeah, it ended up that way, but I love that I get to row, too.
The fact that you get to row, do you feel like that helps when you're in the coxswain seat, that you have a knowledge of what you're asking them to do?
Yeah, definitely. I think having that perspective of being a rower, and when you're leading your rowing team through a race, you're able to understand that it's not easy work. It takes every single muscle in your body, even the muscles you didn't know existed, and so you're able to make calls and be an encouragement in a way. I think that really, like, if you can envision yourself in that seat that you would need, but also you're able to really just, like, if your team says, hey, I need to hear more of the splits rat, or I need to hear more encouragement, like push till the end, create pressure, you can understand that from, you know, a rowing point of view and be able to make those calls more efficiently and effectively.
What was the most difficult part of learning to be a coxswain for you?
Yeah, I think steering, number one for me. I can't seem to stay straight for the life of me. I'm working on that. Steering, but also like making effective calls, because sometimes you make calls and, you know, sometimes just like calling a power 10, for example, just counting to 10, that's not effective if you're just rowing, but saying, okay, give me a power 10 with a focus of like creating pressure, or a focus of sitting up tall and having good posture to like get the boat in unison and focus all on the same goal, and then you see a lot more of that effectiveness.
Great. Well, Jessica, we really appreciate your time. Congratulations on a hectic weekend last weekend. Good luck in Florida this weekend.
Thank you so much.